So we've all heard the term innovation. We know it's important for companies to implement innovation. We've all heard the saying, innovate or die. Well, maybe we haven't all heard that term, but innovation really refers to the process by which ideas are transformed into new products and services that will help firms grow. Without innovation and what results from the new products and services that come out from that, firms would only have two choices. They would either have to continue to market their current products to the same customers, or basically take the same product to another market with similar customers in an effort to grow and increase sales and profits. So innovating is very important in order to stay afloat, to stay ahead of the competition, and to keep catering to customers' growing and changing needs and wants. Innovation doesn't mean that you're creating a brand new product from scratch or a brand new service, and something completely novel and incorporating that into the marketplace. Actually, the actual percentage of products that are brand new, like completely from scratch, would be like 10% or less. But we see a lot of different innovations in the improvement of current products. It could be like the change in packaging, a different scent. So creating a new product from slightly different changes or slightly different services is also something we call innovation. Take Bombas Socks, for instance. This is a company that grew from the realization that there was a set of consumers that had a need for socks that weren't being met. And they took it upon themselves to create a company that would kind of cater to this.
This is the most important pair of socks in the world. Why? Because this pair of socks represents something bigger than all of us. Something that started 4 years ago. Let's back up a little. Back to the beginning. I'm Randy, this is Dave, and all of this started with a quote that Dave saw on Facebook. Socks are the #1 most requested clothing item at homeless shelters. It turns out you can't donate used socks. That means there are people out there who don't have the luxury of putting on a clean pair of socks every day. How can we go from this to this? Think about that. We did a lot. We became obsessed. And what do you do when you get obsessed? You start a company. You borrow an amazing idea. Thanks, Blake. And promise to donate a pair for every pair you sell. But in order to donate a lot of socks, you need to sell a lot of socks. How do you sell a lot of socks? You make the most comfortable socks in the history of feet. You start by trying on a bunch of socks, then more socks, and a few more for good measure. Now fix everything. Get rid of that annoying toe seam. Fix this, add arch support, add stay-up technology, use the best cotton and the best merino wool so they're soft as a puppy. Figure out what socks to donate. Reinforced seams? Check. Darker colors to show less visible wear? Check. Antimicrobial treatment? Double check. Turn your apartment into an office. Hire some smart people. Sell socks. Donate socks. Move into a real office. Hire more people. Sell more socks. Donate more socks. Okay, how about some press? Yup. Cool.
You have a deal.
We'll take a deal. Awesome. Whoa. Build a community of amazing supporters. Like her, him, her, him, and even this guy.
Which is cool, because I'm famous.
Set the lofty goal of donating 1 million pairs in 10 years. Get it done in 2.5. Get a tattoo to celebrate.
No. Sure.
Film it. Share it. Wow. Back to selling socks. New socks. Like these, and these, and these. Oh, those look nice. High five the design team. Sell your 5 millionth pair only 1 year later. More importantly, donate your 5 millionth pair. Thank your people. Thank your customers. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem, dude.
Tell them you couldn't do it without their support. Really mean it. Your support turned one little pair of Bombas donation socks into 5 million acts of human kindness, 5 million chances to give someone a little bit of comfort, and 5 million opportunities to connect to the community where we all work and live. That's why this is the most important pair of socks in the world.
New market offerings provide value to firms as well as to customers. For instance, a new product can be anything from a slight reposition to a new to the world offering, right? And we can do this by catering to changing customer needs. Sometimes Consumers get bored with the current offering, so companies try a new flavor for the consumer to kind of try the new product. Then they also do this for market saturation. If you don't innovate and you're offering the same product to your consumers, you're going to reach market saturation, which means that you've targeted the same kind of consumer everywhere in the region that you're looking for. So there's no really extra room to grow unless you target a different consumer and you create an offering for that consumer, so you have a new market to reach. This also helps in managing the risk, because if you target to varying consumers offering different products, if for instance one product stops doing well, you still have your eggs in other baskets. Also, there's changing fashion cycles and trends that we see often, so innovating to cater to these cycles is important. Diffusion of innovation refers to the process by which the use of an innovation, whether it's a product, a service, or even a process, spreads through the market group over time and across various categories of adapters. A few people buy the product or service at first, then more buy the product, and finally fewer people buy as the degree of... When a product is launched, the first people that tend to buy this product are the innovators, and it refers to the 2.5%. The innovators tend to kind of take the biggest risk because they don't really know whether the product is going to be good. They test the product and sometimes even recommend it. An innovator could be someone like a market maven, which today we tend to just call influencers. Then you have your early adopters, and early adopters kind of wait a little bit before purchasing the product. They wait for like reviews, see how the product is doing, but they're still pretty early in getting the product, and also can provide a positive word of mouth or negative word of mouth depending on how they like the product. Then you have your early majority through 34%, and then your late majority also 34%. These are where like the cash cows are. This is where you'll see that the product is actually doing making more revenue, right? And then finally you have your laggards. These are like the last people to adopt anything new. So laggards today would be just trying out like streaming services. So in this one, Andrea always asks Stephanie about beauty supply products, and she considers her a well-informed friend who always knows the latest trends. So for Andrea, Stephanie would be a what in the diffusion of innovation curve? If you picked innovators, then you are correct. But innovating once isn't enough. For innovation to work, innovation has to be constant. Companies need to constantly innovate and improve their offerings each year. Otherwise, they'll fall into the innovation trap. It's not good enough to be the first one in the market with a novel idea, because like I said before, copycats can copy your idea within a year. So innovation has to continue. These are examples of companies that have failed to innovate. Blockbuster, for instance, failed to innovate when Redbox came. So Redbox offered something very similar, novel movies, and they didn't have to pay any overhead costs for rent of a facility or anything of the matter. So Blockbuster wasn't able to innovate fast enough. They were also not innovating into streaming services. Kodak is another one that failed to innovate into going digital. They realized way too late that the future was in digital images, so they went out of business.
When it comes to investment, there's a growing trend for investing in companies that focus in intangibles.
So let's look at some of these intangible companies. For instance, Alibaba, which is the Amazon India and Asia. So Alibaba owns no inventory, yet they have a market capitalization or market cap of 442 billion as of last year. While we can see those numbers for Uber or Airbnb, these are other companies that offer intangibles. The company Uber owns no cars. They're doing extremely well. Same with Airbnb. They own no hotels, yet they're making a great deal of money. And then Facebook. Facebook creates no content. All the content is created by consumers, yet their market cap was 530 billion last year. Coca-Cola is another brand that provides a great example of product innovations. For instance, they started with the regular Coca-Cola, and they were able to diversify into different types of flavors, from Coke Zero to Diet. Even the smaller can, which is like the can presentation. These are all different kinds of innovations. And then you see that they all kind of switch to even like healthier drinks like water. They have their own water line, or flavored water drinks. So they're able to target that are looking for healthier options. In this slide, we see a diagram of the product life cycle. And this is an important tool managers use to plan their marketing activities. For instance, at the introduction stage, you have low profits, also low sales. Profits can be even negative, or you can break even. Then you have your growth cycle. Sales are rising, profits rapidly rise as well. Early adopters and early majority purchasing products at the growth stage. And competitors are still few but increasing. Then at the maturity, sales peak, the profits peak to decline. You have your late majority adopting this product, and competition is now high. Finally, you have the decline stage, and the sales are declining in the decline stage, so are the profits. You have your laggards are finally adopting this product, and low number of competitors and products at this point. Most of the products that we can think of that have been around for quite a while are at the maturity stage. There are some products that radically change the industry, so they become known as pioneers. For instance, the iPhone, when it came out, definitely changed how we all look at phones. According to the diffusion of innovation theory, different products will diffuse at different rates. And these are some of the factors that will increase the speed of diffusion of a new product. For instance, people will observe its relative advantage. So does this product have an advantage over the competition? If consumers find that it does, then it's likely for consumers to purchase it faster. Compatibility, that refers to how a consumer views this product as compatible to them. And this can also delve into cultural differences and how we see different sized cars are more successful in different countries. Consumers in Europe and other parts of the world need smaller cars to be able to maneuver the smaller road. Observability also plays a role, and when products are easily observed in their benefits, then this will enhance the diffusion process. And then complexability and triability, this has to do with whether this product is, well, the less complex the product, of course, the faster it innovates. And also, if you are able to try the product prior to purchasing, it increases the innovation of the diffusion of innovation. And what I mean by the diffusion of innovation is that more people adopt this product faster, but also this, like, you probably felt this firsthand. When you can try things prior to purchasing, you're more likely to purchase it, versus when you're shopping online and you don't have the ability to try something. It's kind of a greater risk. If you don't like it, you might have to return it, and that's just an extra step of doing something, which kind of slows down the diffusion of innovation. There's many ways that companies can create a new product. They tend to follow these steps. It starts with the idea generation stage, which is where companies try to figure out what product to create, right? So there's many ways they can do this. They can use a research and development team to create new products. Once they have an idea, they go and test the concept of this idea they'll maybe throw out some surveys. Once they have a better idea, they go ahead and do creating a prototype, and then they go into market testing to see what the actual feedback is, and they'll go ahead and launch the product on a full scale or regionally. And with any test, even the launch, you evaluate the results to kind of see how the performance is and what consumers are saying about this product.